Welcome to MOWE Oldies, where we react to old videos from the studio. I'm Felippe Silveira, co-founder of MOWE, and together with me today is my partner and also co-founder Raff Marks, and we're gonna see what the team selected for us to react to. Yeah, excited. Let's jump in.
Yeah.
Oh,
We've teamed up with
Order
Order
My
My
Gear
Gear, the industry leader
is
for
a thing.
Yeah, it's one of the iconic favorites of the old days.
Order My Gear was
I think 2015.
yeah, it was the first year of the company. So
Yeah.
the first year of MOWE. What I like about this one was how challenging it was because we wanted to try some textures. Do you remember this?
Yeah, it was the first project where we tried to do in Photoshop instead of Illustrator.
I believe it was the
And-
last one as well. Okay, but let's hit play on this and see.
We've teamed up with Order My Gear, the industry leader for online
so-
team stores and group.
Do you want to comment on the music? I saw you
Yeah,
getting
so
excited about this.
I think that this is one of the first project. I think the second or the third project where we took the whole project to do like the script, the storyboard, the illustration, all the way until sound design. And at the time we were working with a guy that Felipe has worked with many times before. And I remember that I have a past with music, and like since this video is about sports, and we have at the end we have kind of a thing about like football and everything. I suggested the sound designer to kind of play with those marching bands that they have. So like this beginning, those trumpets and everything, it's kind of trying to
Yeah, I
make
remember
a
that.
reference to those. And I remember like it was my first time directing the sound design and trying to do something a little bit different from the explainer that like all the explainer videos that had the ukulele and
The claps.
Yeah, the claps. So like I was trying to do something different.
Coaches, team moms, booster club leaders, and players.
I would say like it's really interesting still. Visually, I believe it has like a unique style to it that I've never seen. Like it's not trendy in a way of what people were doing at the time. So that's why I like this a lot. It's not like something it feels outdated, even though technically we would be
Yeah,
making a lot of improvements to this.
but it could be done like this year.
Yeah, it'll still be look fresh.
We've eliminated the hassle of paper order forms and the liability of collecting
So
money.
this paper form, the idea was having the form turning into, like showing how the process was tedious because you're gonna have like the form and then turns into a credit card info and all the money goes basically in a shoes box. Traditional way of doing things.
And the risk way of doing things.
Yeah, not the best one. But for this is we wanted to make this transformation like this paper flying and changing and then laying over the shoebox. At first, I played with some puppet tools to create like a rigging for the paper.
I remember, but it just wasn't looking good, honestly.
And then what I did was basically take this to Cinema 4D so I can create a path like this and make this look more to the direction that I was aiming for. It was a really experimental thing and just like trying to create small effects.
To start,
So the tearing paper, the tearing rainbow, was like what we were looking for. How actually this happens.
And I remember that like we did a couple versions like, no, this doesn't look like a proper tear. So we were like doing it over and over again.
Yeah, and I was doing like some search on YouTube like on tearing paper and
Yeah.
and I found a weird world around this. I just say like I really like the look of those shoes. They're really nice.
Yeah.
And also this scene I added this movement, this
set a deadline for
small
your team store to close.
swipe here. I was so excited about making this happen.
This was done when explainer videos were exploding, everything was flat, so we were trying to do something different. And especially like this was connected with sport. And sport is all about like that drive the anger when you're trying to rush to kind of mark the kind of shoot the ball on the
mark the points and get the goal. And
let us create an online store exclusively for your team, friends, and family. We'll notify your players so they can choose their own gear and pay individually.
And also, like, this is something that we did a long time ago, but it's still like at that time we were already applying something that for us is really important, which is the idea of like the videos should be timeless. So like we tried to do a different kind of style that was close to what they could use as a brand. And the store here, like we are not showing exactly like a screenshot of their store or a screenshot of their checkout page. So the idea is kind of simplify the message. It doesn't matter if this video is from 2015 or if it's today.
Yeah,
like,
it still works.
The site still has a selection, a checkout.
Yeah,
it still applies.
And we'll take it from there. Our stores are flexible enough to handle special circumstances like fundraising for the team, player names, and roster numbers. It's also easy to offer parents and their fans their own team-branded...
You know, it's the same. We can see a lot of the textures we are mentioning here throughout the items. So taking this to Photoshop after rendering in After Effects and adding those action lines actually, but with the brush we were using, so we could keep everything in the same environment.
Order My Gear teams and coaches spend 78% less time managing orders and more time training to win. No more hassle, no more headaches. It's easier, faster, and free.
Yeah, so first of all, I remember that like when we were writing the script, we tried to get away from the whole like it's easier, faster, and free, just because like it's kind of it was a common thing to say. But like we said, like since we have to do it, let's do it fun. So people won't just hear it and like they would enjoy a little bit more. And I also remember that like we were like, okay, so we have easier, we have faster, but like we don't have space to feed the other one. And then so like let's put an airplane. I was like, yeah, and let's put fireworks. So like the things just kept growing.
Yeah, and also the music starts to grow as well.
Yeah, and yeah, like I remember this scene like. Actually, like the final part of the scene, you wanted to die because the fire was so huge that like your After Effects was screaming. But yeah, like
we had many 3D layers and all the textures coming from Photoshop, so it was pretty heavy for the time.
Yeah.
No cost for your team. Online team stores powered by Order My Gear.
I do remember like when I did what I did to make this crowd.
No, I have no idea.
So yeah, so have like a lot of bells bouncing and different ways. Of course, they're representing the crowd in the stadium. But in the end, they are particles.
Oh, the particles, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like those particles with balls, and basically when you put this way, of course, I was playing with how they behave and so on, but when you put them together, it feels like there are people jumping.
Yeah.
So that was really nice to see how I could solve this, and it was a really challenging one technically, and I think went pretty well.
Yeah.
Get started today.
Yeah, this is nice. So, man, how was the experience to react to the video?
Yeah, it's always nice to see kind of old videos and kind of remember all the stories. And this one was a particular favorite of mine, so it was really, really nice.
So it's a great choice.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. So thank you for watching us. Subscribe, like the video, all those things. Also, remember to follow us at MOWE.studio, our website, to find more about our insights articles, our work, and more about everything we do there. Thank you. To the next one.
Bye-bye.